Hello, my name is Patrice. I am the PACE manager for Missouri Energy Initiative. I work all things PACE, and I think one of the big things in 2022 before we start is we have a full-time PACE person. So someone that could totally devote to PACE and to growing the program. And we're excited with what happened in 2022, and we hope that 2023 is much bigger than that. Slide. Next slide. So, yep, you've met the team. Josh is our executive director, and I am our PACE manager. We have Matt, who is our policy as well. And we have a new PACE manager that will be starting as well, Jake. Next slide. So Josh talked a little bit about our board. I just wanted to take a second and acknowledge that, because without them, without their guidance, we wouldn't be making the program that we are today. Next slide. And then here's just a list of those. So thank you all board members of MEI. And then next slide. And these are our board members for our Show Me PACE district, as well as the Set the PACE St. Louis district, and the Missouri Energy Savings Program, which is the St. Louis County program. So commercial PACE. So for our Show Me PACE district, we are in over 70 municipalities. Added in 2022, we added in Washington County, Maryville County, Jefferson County, Riverside, Jackson County, Aurora, and Raytown. And through that, we've had many more conversations than that. As we get to know a little bit more about property owners and different projects that are happening, that's when we'll reach out to different municipalities and try to add on programs, and also explain to the city officials or county officials what PACE is, and hopefully they're able to bring projects to their communities. And then our new lenders that we added in on 2022, that's not supposed to say 2020, 2022, Slave Enhance Capital Group, Forbright Bank, Northbridge, Sustainable Equity, and PACE Loan Group. Next slide, please. So how we started with 37 projects total since 2015. Where we're in one district, and we had closed 67 million in PACE funding. And how this is supposed to say how we ended in 2022, we had 44 projects, 3 districts, and 128 million in PACE financing. And that's a 91% increase in PACE funding just in that 1 year alone. So we close to doubled it in 2022. Hopefully this year we can add on even more. And the breakdown of that is we closed 2 projects in St. Louis, which the Set the PACE projects, which was about 36 million. And Show Me PACE, we closed 5 projects over 8 assessments, and that was 26 million. So now we're just going to explore those projects a little bit more. So this was Soho Apartments within the city of St. Louis. That was just under 6 million. This was also with Forbright. This was a multifamily property that upgraded the building envelope, HVAC, lighting, as well as plumbing. Next slide, please. This was Jefferson Arms. Jefferson Arms was actually a 2-part assessment. So we had 2 assessments for this. So I broke it down from slide to slide. This one was for 18 million. The next one was for 11 million, I believe. And so it was just sat right underneath 30 million for that project. And we were excited because in total, that was one of the biggest projects that we've had in St. Louis, if not the biggest. With that, it was multifamily, and the next slide, please. And a hospitality, and the hospitality made up the 11 million. Next slide. So going on to our Show Me PACE district is our hospitality with AC Clayton. That was at $5.5 million. And I think it's still under construction, so we're still waiting to get some really good photos for that. But what happened with that one is, again, updating the lighting, HVAC, building envelope, as well as plumbing. And remember with plumbing, you're only doing the energy savings from that. So it's no water savings, it's just the energy savings when you are talking about plumbing. Next slide. This is another one of our two-parter projects. So we have the first assessment here. This first assessment was for 8 million, and that was with Stonehill. And this was a multifamily that was in partnership with the city of Gladstone. Next slide, please. And then this is the second part of that, which I believe we were at 4 million for that one as well. And this is one of the cannabis projects that we were able to close last year with Stonehill. This ended up being a 3-part assessment just because of how the property laid. So they each were about just over 400,000. In total, it was $1.2 million for this project. And it was retail as well as commercial cannabis. And this is another cannabis commercial. This is more of the industrial side of it, that we were able to close for 4.8 million. And I think rounding out the time is the Wentzville project of Town Place Suites. And that was 2.1. I think we closed this on the last day of the year, so it was good to squeak it into 2022. Really excited about that being built. It's right down the street from my house, so I'm able to drive by it and see the construction and know that that is something that we were able to close, and it actually contributed to my community. Next slide, please. So our program goals, we're going to continue to do outreach to new lenders with our open market and make sure that we're able to have our funding capabilities to reach underserved communities. That means our rural projects that are harder to get funding for, our smaller projects. We'll also try to bring in lenders just to be able to serve as many property owners as we can. And then we are working to expand PACE education because I feel like a lot of property owners just don't know about what PACE is and how it can help. So that's why we're doing PACE Summit as well, so that more people can learn about PACE, and so that we can grow our projects. And then I hope to surpass our 2022 PACE funding totals. And I think it's totally possible with the awesome group of people that we've met, that are in the room here, also joining from virtually. I think we definitely can do that. Next slide. Yep, so you can contact me at any of these ways. We are love to help you. I call myself the PACE concierge because I'm going to try to help your project get through and help you through each step of the way. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Patrice, very much. One thing I wanted to let you all know of actually is that when we look at 2022 and what we're doing in 2023 is, sorry, there we go. We are actually looking for Clean Energy District board members in both the city of St. Louis and St. Louis County, and in Springfield, Southwest Missouri for the Show Me PACE Clean Energy District. So if you here know of anyone online, know of anyone, please let us know. As you could, if you go back to this, can you go back to the slide to show the board members? One thing I want that we strive really hard for is that the folks on the board are the people that are engaged in this sector. So they're attorneys, engineers, architects, they're community members involved in a variety of different fronts. So our goal is that if we have a board of the people that are impacted, realtors, bankers, et cetera, then we have a discussion about policy and the growth of PACE. These are the folks that are going to understand it. They're going to know the voices, both who are super cheerleaders for PACE and those that may not be cheerleaders for PACE. We want both of those voices because we want to have a program that does nothing but grow. If you know of anyone, let us know. We'd be very excited to bring them on. I do see a question down there. I don't know if you can see what that one is. Yes, we'll get our contact information up here. The other great thing is, for those of you not aware, MEI does put on 3 conferences a year. This setup is part of what we're doing tomorrow. It's the Midwest Energy Policy Series on energy efficiency. And so we'll be working on this event the same way that we do on that event. So each of these sessions will be broken up, cut down. They'll be provided online as a video. The PowerPoints will be shared. Contacts of the speakers will be shared. So whatever you see today, if you've got questions about, let us know. If you have thoughts or you want to use it for a resource when you're talking about PACE with other people, you'll be able to do that and be able to get some, hopefully we'll continue to grow PACE going forward. All right. We have a little bit of time until our 10 o'clock. So, and I know we're kind of short on breaks today. So I'm going to say we're going to take a 15-minute break and we'll be back at 10 o'clock for our next session. Thank you all.